Welcome to the 2021 ASF Virtual Family Conference. We are really sad, first of all, that we're not in person with you this year, but really excited to see you next year at the Kalahari Resort in Austin, Texas, the 1st of August. Some more details to come with that. But I just wanted to welcome you guys to a really wonderful and engaging and informative week ahead of you. For those of you that don't know, we do have a website specifically for the conference that you can go to hear this, to see the different sessions that are out there, to join them, and to see our sponsors, see our exhibitors, and all that fun stuff. So I'll share that with you here in a minute. But I wanted to come on today to talk to you a little bit about what's happening at the foundation, things to come, and things that we should all be excited about as a community. I first want to introduce myself. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Amanda Moore. I have the honor and the pleasure to be the CEO of the Angelman Syndrome Foundation. And I'm also the proud mom of Jackson, who you can see on the screen here, front and center with the Heroes Unite shirt, who is 6, who is deletion positive. I'm super excited to be here, and we're going to kick it off. I wanted to just share a little bit about what is happening in our foundation and what, like I said, what we have to look forward to. When I came on a couple of years ago in this position, what we did was we launched a survey because we wanted to hear from you what we were doing wrong, what we were doing right, what we needed to improve, what we needed to add. And we were just so thankful for the responses we got. We got over 1,000 people who responded to the survey. And what we heard was there was a lot of things that we could be doing better to support the community. A couple of those things that we saw and that we heard very loud and clear was we really needed to up other resources and support for our individuals who are adults who have Angelman syndrome and their caregivers. We'll talk a minute about what we've done in response to these things, but this is something that actually was reported the highest number of responses that part of the community really needed the foundation to step up to provide supports. We also heard a lot about families who really wanted to see the foundation support in a way of a scholarship program or a fund to help families who aren't able to get specific things that are important for their individual with Angelman syndrome for their lives. And so how could we support that effort? We heard a lot about more funding research, more publicity around what AS is. We heard a lot about expanding our clinic network, working on ways to really help people understand what AS is and what ASF does for the community, a better website, more updates on research and trials, more webinars, and a lot of education. So we've done a lot in the last couple of years after hearing this feedback. As most of you probably know, we have a new website, thanks to you. We've updated that. We've expanded our clinics. We went from 8 clinics to 20 clinics in the United States and 4 globally. And we've done some other things that I want to talk more specifically about as we move forward. The one thing that I want to make sure all our families know is that the foundation, the Angelman Syndrome Foundation, really concentrates on 3 specific areas for the community. One being family support, the other being our clinical network, and the other being investing in research. Those are our 3 pillars that we live by at the foundation and what we guide our mission and our work towards every day. So for this first pillar, based on your feedback that we got from the community, from the survey, we have implemented a few new things that we're really excited about. One is we launched in March a counseling program. We know that being a caregiver for an individual with Angelman syndrome can sometimes be very challenging, very isolating. And we felt the need that we wanted to provide a program to our community to really help support families through that process. So this is a free program to anyone who is involved with caregiving for an individual with Angelman syndrome. And it's a counseling program where you can call in. You can schedule time to speak with a counselor who understands the special need population and who has worked very closely with a lot of our families. Since we started this program in March, she's already seen close to 100, if not more, families. And so this is a really great program that I really want to encourage all families to take part in, because it's really, really important part of our self-care. We also launched the ASF Family Fund in 2019. For those of you that aren't familiar with this fund, this is a fund where families can submit requests 2 times a year, once in April and once in October, to get just different things for their individual with Angelman syndrome to better their lives. Some examples have been adaptive bikes, the safety beds, strollers, redoing the backyard to make it safer, communication devices, stipends to get to one of our Angelman syndrome clinic. It's been a wonderful program, and honestly, it's one of my favorite programs at the foundation. To date, we've funded close to 145 different families, totaling over $200,000. This is a great fund, and we're really excited, and we really encourage families to take advantage of this. We've also partnered with Sarah Vivard, who is doing an amazing program around communication and how to work with your teams at your school and in other locations on how to support your individual with Angelman syndrome's journey with communication. It's called the Communication Bundle. If you don't know about this program, make sure you get online and learn more about it on our website. But this is a great program to support families, and the foundation is covering the cost for families to attend that. We also heard, like I said, very loud, that we needed to up our support and resources for individuals who are adults with Angelman syndrome. What we did was we formed an adult services task force of people in the community who have individuals who are adults or are passionate, or siblings to individuals who are adults, to really work on what are those things that we want to create to support families. Out of this, the Adult Services Task Force, we've been able to do a few things. One, we've created a transition checklist, helping families understand the things that they need to be thinking about and doing as their child transitions into the adult, into adult care, into adult schooling, so forth and so on. So this is a great resource you can find on our website. We also created some tools around looking at long-term facility cares that you can find. We've also partnered with the ARC and Protected Futures to provide countless numbers of webinars to support families through the guardianship process, through creating wills, to creating special needs trusts, to a lot of other things that you can find on our website. We're also going to be launching soon adult services groups, where individuals who are caretaking for adults with Angelman syndrome can get together and talk about some of the challenges and support each other. We also created adult family champions. So if you are have any questions about your individual with Angelman syndrome who's adult, we have champions in the community that can help you through some of that. We also are really looking to investing in clinical research to help alleviate some of the symptoms that some of our adults with Angelman syndrome experience. We just funded 2 projects that are going to look at shaking and tremors and GI issues, specifically in adults, but all individuals with Angelman syndrome will benefit from this work. So we're really excited about that. We would love to hear from you some more things that you feel like we can do in this area, as we are really working hard to show that we really do care and want to create these resources and support. We also are going to be launching some sibling programs coming up. So we're really excited about that. You're going to hear more about it from the conference. Make sure you join and tune into the Sibling Panels, where you're going to hear a very diverse group of siblings talk about their experience. And also talk a little bit about the programs coming up. We're going to have a junior ambassador sibling program where our younger siblings can really come together and do some really great activities and support the community in that way. We're also very excited that we were awarded some money to create a really inclusive, a really intense insurance support program. One of the questions we get a lot at the foundation is, I live in Texas or whatever state, and I don't understand what insurance is, what different resources are there for me when it comes to insurance waivers, all that stuff that tends to be very complicated. We're going to be creating a resource that's state by state that's going to help families walk through the insurance process. So stay tuned to hear more about that. We're also going to be launching a parent advisory committee. This committee is going to be, we'll meet 4 to 5 times a year and really work with our board of directors to make sure that we're keeping a pulse on the community, on the needs that are out there, creating new programming, and really just working hard as a committee to make sure that the foundation is staying true to its mission and creating supports for our community. So stay tuned if you're interested in being a part of that. Applications will be coming out soon. So as you can see, a lot of great things coming our way when it comes to family support. We have a lot of other great programs, whether it's our conference, whether it's webinars that we have, whatever it may be, there's something out there to support and help you. So as we move into our next pillar, we're looking at our clinical support network. So as some of you know, we moved into a partnership with another 15Q related rare disease, Duke 15Q, to expand our research program. The goal of this was to bring more clinicians that really understood the 15Q diseases, specifically Angelman syndrome, and increase the access to our families to where we can have clinics within driving distance of all of our families. And so that 15Q Clinic Research Network is, they meet on a monthly basis to really look at the challenges of facing Angelman syndrome. They're creating really great resources around seizure care, emergency seizure care, and some other great resources coming out soon. But when it comes to the clinic support, we're really going to start increasing our efforts around that. As we know, it's really important that these clinics are established and that families have access to them for really, true clinical care for our individuals with AS, but also as we move into a lot more therapeutic treatments and clinical trials, that these trials are happening at clinics with clinicians that really understand Angelman syndrome and understand our community. And so a few things that we're going to be doing moving forward with our clinics, and we'd love for you to get involved and engaged in this. One, we're going to increase our family funds so we can ensure that we have dollars for families who want to have access to clinics to get to clinics. We're also creating a fellowship program for our current clinicians. We know that these clinicians, unfortunately, are not going to be with us forever. So it's really important that we train and lift up future clinicians in this space so we can ensure that the clinical care for individuals with AS will continue. We're also going to look at adult transition clinics to support the needs of those transitioning into adulthood. Most of our clinics currently will still see adults, but we know that there are some out there that will not. So how can we support that effort? Some other things we're going to do is we're creating discovery grants for our clinicians. And this will allow AS clinicians to apply for funding to expand their services to the community. This could be, the goal is to advance a possible innovative research around care, also to provide more resources at the clinics, whether it's to have a behavior specialist on staff, a speech therapist, a dietitian, whatever it may be. This will allow to increase that care for that clinic. We're also going to continue doing our monthly calls because we think it's really important for these clinicians to come together to learn from each other. And we're going to be putting out a lot of resources of treatments and best practices around the different symptoms of Angelman syndrome. We're currently working right now on some treatment guidelines and best practices around anxiety and behavior in Angelman syndrome because we know that is a growing concern for our community. So stay tuned for that. We're also, continuing to support our program in our database called Ladder, which is linking Angelman syndrome data in Duke 15 data to expand research. And the goal of this database is to be kind of a database that can collect all of the data that is being collected at all of our Angelman clinics, but also be a place where other entities like researchers, industry, the natural history study can have a repository to where they can give us their data and we can put it in one place and make it very easily accessible, get it out to researchers, get it out to industry so we can get to clinical trials and get to treatments quicker. We're also going to look at expanding our clinics into underserved areas that we have. We're also going to look at providing multi-state licensing for all of our clinicians so they can treat patients in other states. Currently, most of the clinical trials are happening in these clinics, which is really exciting. The goal is to continue this by providing industry partners with a clinical trial committee through our clinics. Currently, that clinical trial committee is being led up by Dr. Elizabeth Berry Kravis, who a lot of you know who is running a lot of our clinical trials now. The goal is that our industry is working very closely with our clinics to make sure that all these trials are going to happen in clinics moving forward, and that we have AS experts leading them and helping them through creating that trial protocol. So we're really excited about the work that's happening in our clinics, and we're really looking forward to seeing that expand. As always, we will continue to invest in research. The foundation has been investing in research for over 30 years, and we're really proud of the research we have been able to invest in. A lot of our research has been able to move forward and get larger donors from either NIH or different foundations. And now we're kind of seeing the fruits of a lot of that labor. So we're really excited about that. We're really excited about the different, the difference between the research we're funding and the great work that that FAST is doing to really look at that translational research and get us closer to that cure. And so we will continue to work with FAST and continue to work with other researchers and other institutions to continue funding research that is important for our community. So stay tuned to learn more about that. We're really excited about continuing that work. So I wanted to just say, none of this would happen without you. Our community has been unbelievable in raising the dollars and the support to make this happen. We couldn't do it without you. We couldn't do it without our walk coordinators, with our Facebook fundraisers, with our grassroots events, people out there doing chili cook-offs, golf tournaments, cornhole, cocoa for the cure, whatever it may be, that they're out there really pounding the pavement to be able to help us continue to support the families in this way. And we just wanted to make sure you knew where your dollars are going. At any time, you can get on our website and look at all of our annual reports to see the clear transparency of where our dollars are going. And if you ever have questions about that, you can always reach out to me, as I'm more than happy to answer those questions. But since 2018, from the ASF Family Fund, which was just established in 2019, we were able to grant over 145 grants. I think that's a little bit more than that now. And we funded close to $260,000 for that program. Our counseling program started in March, and we've already seen over 135 families. For families, so other family support, so these are our 3 pillars that I've talked about. Since 2018, we've invested close to $1 million in those projects. Same with the clinics. In the last few years, we've really ramped up our efforts in that area. And since 2018, we've invested over $2 million into research. So this is really important, and we want to make sure you know that we take every single dollar that you give us, and we work really hard to put it to amazing use to impact our community. So we thank you. We thank you for the blood, sweat, and tears that you have done to be able to provide these resources, not only to you, but to the others in the community. So what can you do? How can you get involved? Well, I will tell you there's a lot you can do. First of all, right now, we're in the middle of the campaign. We have till August 19th to raise $50,000. And just so you know, $50,000 could grant 50 families family fund grants. It could also cover the cost of clinics, 5 clinics for 1 year. It also could help fund a research discovery grant project for the clinic. So this is amazing. It's really simple to do. All you have to do is text ASF to 90412 and give 75 pieces of feedback. You get $2 per feedback, and you can earn up to $125 for the Angelman Syndrome Foundation. Spread the word, tell your family, tell your friends. Let's get to the $50,000 mark. As of today, we have 411 people signed up, and we've raised close to $8,000. If everyone who has signed up gave the maximum amount of feedback, we'd be at $50,000. So if you signed up, thank you. You're amazing. I love you. Give all your feedback. And if you haven't signed up, sign up today. We'd love to have you involved. The other ways you can get involved is join committees. We have so many different committees at the foundation, whether it's an advocacy committee, which we're doing in partnership with the Foundation of Angelman Syndrome Therapeutics FAST. You can sign up for the care committee, and this committee are a group of individuals who just want to love and care in our community in times that our community is needed. So if you're interested in that, join. The conference planning committee, we will be launching our 2022 conference planning committee. So if you're interested in being part of that, join us. Come on, we'd love to have you. Our adult services task force, you want to get engaged in that, we'd love to have you as well. All you have to do is go to our website and go under ways to make impact and go to committees. You can just fill out a form and we'll contact you. Also, we need family champions. We have family champions across the United States that when a newly diagnosed family or any family has a question in that state, we can connect them to that family. If you're interested in being a champion, email us at info@angelman.org and we'll get you set up. Also, we need walk coordinators. Right now, we're in 50 different cities. We're super excited about that, but we'd love to increase that. So if you want to be a walk coordinator in your state, reach out to us and we'd love to get you involved. It's same with grassroots events. If you're thinking about doing something in your city to raise support for Angelman Syndrome Foundation, let us know so we can help you. And we can even give you some ideas as well. And more importantly, as I always say, tell us what you need. Most of you know my email, you know my cell phone number, whatever it may be, tell me what we can do to support you in this community. My biggest goal is to answer as many requests as I can to make sure that the foundation stays true to its mission and supports the community as we move forward. So if there's something that we're not doing that you think we should do, if you have any sort of feedback you want to give, I want to hear from you. So always feel free to reach out to me at amore@angelman.org. Or you can always shoot me a text to call at 317-514-6918. So I know that was a lot to go over, but I wanted to make sure to give you a high-level state of the union of where we're at as a foundation and how we're going to be moving forward. We have so much more going on, but I just wanted to give you kind of a high-level update of what you can expect from the foundation moving forward. I wanted to say a big thank you, and I wanted to get you guys excited and pumped up for what's to come this week. For the conference, I want to share with you really quickly the conference website page. You want to make sure, if you can at any time, to join. Let me see if I can find it here. Hopefully you're seeing the conference website. This is our landing page for the conference website. You can first, if you haven't registered yet, which hopefully you have because you're watching this, you can register here. The family conference agenda is right here. So at any time that you want to join any of these sessions, you can click here to join session, and it'll get you right into that session at that time. The great news is if you miss any of these, we're going to record all of them and we'll have them for you. But make sure you join us. We're going to be kicking off here in just a few minutes at 6 o'clock, at 7 o'clock Eastern with an industry update. Here you're going to hear updates from all of our industry partners that have different clinical trials in the works for Angelman syndrome. This is going to be a great session, so you don't want to miss it. But looking forward, every night this week, we have a different panel around something, whether it's clinical trials, whether it's medical care, whether it's looking at behavior anxiety, or seizures. Every night we'll have something as well. And then Saturday, we have a lot of different breakout sessions. So make sure you come on and look and see where you can join those sessions. Also, make sure you take time to look at our sponsors and our exhibitors. So our sponsors are here. We're so thankful for all of the sponsors and what they have done to make this conference happen. Most of them are all industry partners, and we're so thankful for not only their sponsorship, but the work and continued commitment they have in the community. Also, you can check out our exhibitors here. Go learn more about the Angelman Syndrome Natural History Study and the Global Angelman Registry and Ladder, and make sure you sign up and give your information. That data is essential for our community. You can also come and check out all these awesome different vendors, have some time to fill out, look for different, we have shirts, we have soap, we have bikes, we have adaptive clothing, we have a little bit of everything there. And then specifically for our adult services track, for financial and long-term planning sessions, these are already recorded. So you can watch these anytime throughout the week, where our Protected Tomorrow's partner is going to talk about benefits, talk about the legal aspect, about the ABLE Act, and retiring for 3. So you can watch these throughout the whole week. And then on Saturday, Mary Ellers will come on live at, I believe she comes on at 12:45 or 12:15. You can click on here, and all she's going to be doing is a Q&A. Whatever questions you have about long-term planning, about finances, about any of that stuff, bring them to this session. She'll be able to answer them for you. So like I said, we are so thankful for you, and we just hope you have a great conference experience. We, like I said, if you ever need anything, please let me know, and I hope you have a great time, and we'll hopefully see you guys soon next year in person at our live 2022 family conference.